Hello, hello. Good morning. It's Carrie. So much glitter. I'm just finishing getting set up. I am going to find myself on YouTube. I'm going to turn off the sound. And let's see. Okay, here I go. Oh, hey, Tammy. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. I would say good morning. It's good morning over here. So good morning, guys. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you. 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning. It's beautiful out. Let me, if I am new to you, I like to put my link tree in the comments so then we can kind of find each other. And okay. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. Happy Self-Care Sunday, you guys. How was your week? How was your weekend? It's not a long weekend this weekend. I'm thoroughly disappointed about that, but I guess it can't be every weekend. I don't know why. Anyway, so welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you guys. So if you don't, today is the big final countdown before Junetober starts because today is the 31st. Tomorrow is June 1st, if you can believe it or not. And everything kicks off tomorrow. So I'm going to keep my same format. I do have a few things to show you, and I wanted to go over a few positive quotes to kind of get us headed in the right trajectory for next week. And then we're going to really focus on, I have a few projects I wanted to wrap up my prep for Junetober. Hey, Christina, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you. And yeah, that is what I want to focus on today. Hey, Mom, welcome. Okay, so I want to start off with my book of positive quotations. Hey, Jane. Let me see. I'm not listening. Okay, I'll go. Thanks, Jane. And I'm expecting the Crayola Colors of the World. I'm expecting that today. They were only $5 on Amazon, so I was very excited. I know on Views Live yesterday, I was calling them the Naturals. And that's because I went to the Dollar Tree yesterday and they had crayons. And for some reason, that's like what stuck in my head. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to stick with the book of positive quotations today. It's just kind of something to help like refocus and kind of like whatever my theme was for the past week, whatever I want the current week to look like. Welcome, welcome, Chris. I'm glad to have you guys. I'm so glad you're all here. So I picked change because I have a lot of change coming up in the next 30 days professionally. I do work for a nonprofit and we are county contracted, and that is up right now. So it's like under review. And things are looking a little bit unsettling. So I'm going to have a lot of change coming up. I am entering my internship this next week. I have, well, on the 8th. So it's coming up very fast. So I just have like 2 more assignments to turn in. One I'm done. It's just waiting to turn in. But anyway. So changes. And then that is by spotty this morning. So if I cut in and out, please let me know. I did unplug my battery backup because it says that was interfering with something. So I'm going to have to figure that out probably at some point today. But if I feel like I have to go plug it back in during my live, let me know. So there's that. And I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing that's doing a lot of buffering or if it's my internet, but I think it's my internet because I've never had an issue with StreamYard other than trying to record last week, and that video is long gone. So anyway, so there's kind of going to be my theme of going into next week, change, learning how to accept it, and kind of rerouting around it, pivoting, if you will. Okay, and so I want to do my gratitude jar for 2026, and I always like Okay, so I think I buffered. So if I cut out, let me know. I might have to go plug in that battery pack again. But it said that the battery pack was interfering, and I thought, well, that's really weird. Anyway, so let's see. Okay. I am going to do today for May 31st, if we can believe it or not. Where did May go? I don't. Anyway, there was a little blank space. Yeah, so it's something with my internet. If it keeps happening, it shouldn't. I don't know what it is. But anyway, okay. So one this week is, I don't know. I have probably more than one thing to be grateful for. One thing that I kind of just like want to manifest a little bit of stability with my profession, because I want to finish. It's easier not having to switch internship sites. But that's a whole different scenario. So I am grateful for the space to process the hard things. I'm also on call. So if my on-call phone rings, I have somebody in the field right now, but if she calls me needing like assistance, if it's an emergency, I'm going to have to take that. So that's where we are too with today. Anyway, so I'm grateful for the space to process the hard things. You know, I have 2 adult kids. It seems lately very much what one deems an emergency is not an emergency for the difficult things. Because I had to have a few difficult conversations this past week. Anyway, I'm glad to have you all here, and I kind of just shake this up and I set it to the side, and then I will fill it up next week. And even if I had something negative happen, but not all of it was negative, right? I try to kind of spin that and turn that into a positive. Welcome, Elizabeth. I'm glad to have you here. So Elizabeth is from Petals and Parchment. She's one of the designers for JUNETOBER this year. She does digital kits, and I can go ahead and try to find your link. Out what I was going to show y'all, and then I can kind of pull up some links. And we can kind of get going here. So I don't generally on Sundays, I like to take Sundays a little bit slower, but I generally don't hop right into crafting. I kind of do my grateful jar, my like positivity book, and I kind of show you things that I have acquired over the week. So with my job instability, that has to stop, right? So I have to be on a no buy now for like the rest of the year, or a very, very low buy, because I do have a $10 gift or rewards waiting for me. So I can't just let that go. Like that would be bad. Anyway, so I did purchase the Crayola Super Tips. So if you guys watch Coloring View at all, I did go live with her over this past week, just kind of a little impromptu thing. She said it always sounds like I'm chewing bubble gum when I'm talking. So she always thought that was just me. Really bad. And then Yolande was on there with Devin Rex for art, and she's like, no, View, like I think it's you, but like we muscled through it. It ended up being just like a funny thing. So I said, really? I sound like I'm chewing bubble gum all the time? She goes, I thought it was just you. I'm never chewing bubble gum because I have TMJ and I can't. And then she like DM'd me later, and she's like, I think it was me. Sound or anything sounds wonky to you, let me know, because I might have to get like a mic, because I just used the mic on the webcam here. But anyway, so she talked me into getting the Crayola Super Tips, the washable. Like, I've seen Dee Dee do beautiful things with them, and they always use them as like a base. Well, this was 100 markers for $14. So I can't beat that. This box leaves a lot to be desired. So I need to find a different storage solution. And I think I have one somewhere in this room. I know I do. I just don't know where it is. So anyway, so I have been enjoying these Super Tips, and they're like soluble, like water reactive markers. So I did do, my book is over there, but I have been working on my Googelli Colorful Time book. And because I did get this off of Amazon. Let's see. I have the calendar with me, Christina, because it looks like you said that Elizabeth is the first day. So I do have the calendar anyway. So I kind of finished up. Oh, let's see. Kind of finished up this. It's not thoroughly finished, but this was because I'm in the Instagram coloring group that Jane created, the Googelli coloring friends. Are interested in that, let me know and I'll guide you over there. But I'm up against like a lot of talent in there, so it's very intimidating. And I just did a lot of watercolor pencils. My Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. So then I did switch over, because for like May and June or something, I'm not really sure how that works, they want to do these pages. And I have just been layering down the Super Tips on here. I'm going to come over it with pencil, and I wanted it to be nice and vibrant. I kind of just like got out the color wheel and kind of did some complementary-ish colors, or what I wanted to. And at the end of the day, it's kind of what I feel like it is. And the color wheel is just a suggestion. But that's kind of where I'm at with this. It's a lot of detail, and I'm going to put the pencil over it and then probably enter some water into the picture. This paper is amazing. Super, super freaking amazing. It takes so much water. It really is rough on your pencils, though. I have to keep sharpening my pencils. It's kind of eating that up. So that's why I started with the base with the Super Tips over here. So anyway, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Hey, Ellen, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have you. I love the gratitude jar too. It's just something kind of fun to remind me. I do have some happy mail I got from Dee Dee, and I don't know, like a week or more ago, I think. I just got this last week, but over a week ago, I did win her contest. And so I got this in the mail, and I wanted to open it. And from Germany, welcome, welcome, Andrea. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you all the way from Germany. Okay, so she always gives you like a little fun. It's more of the fun bookmarks that she got from Books A Million, which are a lot of fun, the coloring bookmarks. I have a few more of these, so I want to color these and kind of zhuzh them up a little bit. And then when I reach my 500 follower giveaway, my 500 followers, I want to do like a little bit of a giveaway. And I probably just showed my address on there. I don't know. Have some fun little goodies to give away. Okay, so let's get into this. I just got this from my mailbox this morning. Because I did get that. And I had like a little bit of a black, I might need to go plug that in. So my apologies. I'm also having internet issues this morning, Chris. I do not know why. It is a gorgeous day out. It's supposed to be like 85, almost 90 degrees. It's nice, crisp, like spring morning so far. I don't know what the deal is, but Spectrum needs to get with it. Like, they've upgraded all these lines around us, and I've had the worst internet with them. Anyway, so View did me where I could find this too, because this one is really easy to find. You just in Amazon, just look up Googeli and it pops right up for you. It's a little bit more expensive. This was 28 bucks. This one, if you type up Googeli, it does not really appear at all. So what I do, I listened to my friend View, and she said that it's all in like Mandarin or you know, the Chinese language. And so I popped in Googeli in the search bar, but even the heading, everything, it didn't say Googeli coloring book or anything. It was all in Chinese. So I was like, okay, that must be the right one. And it barely showed the picture. Like, I couldn't really see the picture. But this one was a little bit less expensive. This one was sold by a bookstore in Vegas, and I did Google it. It's actually a real bookstore, so it's called the Great Wall Bookstore. So I did purchase. Now I have the red and the green one, and that's probably going to be it for me for him, because this is just plentiful. And because I don't just do coloring, I do crafting and junk journaling and card making and like all of the paper things. I do it all. It's all an art. As far as creativity goes, I don't think anybody should be like put in a corner that way. Basically, like, you can't put us in a box. So I kind of hang out with the coloring peeps. I hang out with the junk journaling peeps, the card making peeps, like all of the paper peeps. I hang out with them all, and I enjoy it. And I learn a lot from both sides. So this is just, I do meditating. I really, really enjoy it. I either wake up extra early, or I work a later shift. Like next week, I'm the late supervisor. So I will be able to sleep in a little bit by like an hour or so, and then still have time to do like paper. I think I'm going to have to go plug that in, because I just saw I went black again. So my apologies. And this is fun. These coloring books are fun because they're authentic, and they always comes with like the just as the other one. Anything with those yet, because I'm brand new to the whole Googeli world anyway. It's pretty intimidating to me because it's a lot of fine detail that I normally don't do in coloring, because I'm a cozy, comfy coloring girl. I like that, and that with my alcohol markers, and that's really fun and meditative for me. But I found in these pages, if I'm able to look at it from a more optimistic point of view, like everything in life, right? Like, this looks pretty intimidating, but you could break it down and then just do a little bit at a time. I give myself an hour or so going on. And I just do one little section at a time. And I know some people do one color at a time, and just however we want to break down our pages. But anyway, so this is a lot of fun. This was kind of my finds for the week. And then I have those other Crayolas coming in, because Jane said she was able to like smudge those tones and things like that. And that's kind of what I'm looking to enhance my skills on, is those skin tones, because I don't want to always just color one skin tone. I think I know how to color two of an alcohol marker for some reason, and then the Caucasians I can color in like pencil and things like that. That's a little bit easier for me for probably obvious reasons. But and then the African American skin tone I can do really good at because of the blending I found with that. So I just need to perfect it a little bit more with like other skin tones and colors of the world, if you will. So anyway, so that's kind of my flip through really quickly. If you guys are interested in that, I'm going to pull up Elizabeth. She has a Facebook group, And she has a Ko-fi. And again, his coloring books always have this QR code. And I did not scan the QR code of the first book because I just haven't sat down to, I have sat down, but not sat down to be like, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm pretty sure you can probably find them all here as well. So, but that Great Wall bookstore in Vegas, because I'm not far from Vegas, I'm just a few hour drive, was really fast shipping. $3 shipping, so it wasn't, but this was still less than, less expensive. This was $18.90 plus a $3 shipping. So that's what we have going on. So let's kind of talk the big kahuna, right? We want to get into it. And the anchor group for Junetober is going to be Tracy's Lottie's Magic Attic. So I'm going to throw that in there right now, hoping that my internet will cooperate. And then I'm going to throw the link tree in here as well. That's she's in the chat with us today. And let's see. And this is going to be for the YouTube hop, not the Yoo-hoo hop. So this is going to be for the YouTube hop, that second link tree that I threw in there. Let Goofy, and it's going to pull up Petals and Parchment right away because she was my Elizabeth, you were my first favorite on my account, so it just kind of pulls up right away. So I'm going to throw like a few links at you at once. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to go click on them all, but I want this for you guys to have as reference. So when you want to join along, drop in, drop out on Junetober, you will know where to go. So let's go over a part of the YouTube hop because I'm one of the collaborators this year. This will be my third year in a row, my second year as a collaborator. My first year I was just participating because I love everything spooky. Fun, comfy, cozy, spooky, whimsy, spooky, cutesy, scary. I love it all. And I love that Hobby Lobby has their fall selection out. And I just think that that's so much fun. They're not the 40% off yet, so I'm waiting to haunted houses, and I think I want to zhuzh it up a little bit to make it a little bit freaky. So, or like scary, kind of like, I don't know, we'll see. But the things at Hobby Lobby, I noticed, do not have timers on them yet. Like, get with the times, guys. Everything should have a timer on it because I'm not going to remember to turn things on or off. Okay, so I just printed this out on my copy paper. So I don't know how well you can see it, but if you go over to the Facebook group, which was the first link that I threw in here, you'll find this. You'll find everything. So there are going to be, there's a game associated with the YouTube hop. Every collaborator on here at some point during their video will games. You can get the free game board on Elizabeth's Ko-fi. She's here. Tracy's Ko-fi. You can get it on the Junetober Lottie's Magic. You're going to be able to get that free printable game board there. And with all the pieces, you can decorate it. You can do whatever you want with it. It's kind of a lot of fun to play along. That can go in your Junetober journal. So that's fun. And then you're entering for like prizes and a grand prize. So at some point during our videos, all of the collaborators on here are going to be showing you a game piece. So if you're kind of hopping along and playing, you're going to want to look for that game on the corresponding correct spot on the board. And we do have Monday tomorrow. So that is Elizabeth. She's here in the chat. And she's a fabulous designer. I was on her design team for a little bit until I got too overwhelmed at school because I was taking 2.5 classes at a time while working full time. So now that that's going to be cutting back, I can get a little bit more freedom on my design teams and get some more time back. Anyway, so her and Tracy create beautiful, beautiful digitals. I absolutely love them. And then we have Crafty Dragon Creation and Emily Design. I'm less familiar with them, but I have checked out their Ko-fi and I have, it's divine as well. I was going to say delicious. I don't know why, but it's really good as well. So you're welcome, Elizabeth. And yeah, so here we are, and you're just gonna kind of, it's gonna kick off Junetober tomorrow. I'm so excited. And then we have a different collaborator for every day for you just to hop along. I know it's really hard to kind of keep up with, but Christina and Tammy are going to be doing like a Junetober weekend days after my live. And I believe it's going to start today. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tammy or Christina. But they're going to kind of break it down, explain it to you. And if you're just trying to catch up, it's going to be like a fun what a technique or whatever was done that they kind of spoke to them. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm towards the end. I'm not until the 29th, but I am going to be working with all 4 designs, and I'm going to be creating something. And everybody else, there's a spotlight designer on every Monday. So the spotlight designer, all of these collaborators are going to be working with Petals and Parchment this week. So you're going to get lots and lots of creative ideas, lots of inspirations, lots of fun freebies. Go check it out in the Facebook group, because there's a few more games. If you're not able to keep up with the hop, there's a few more games and opportunities for community collaboration, freebies, prizes, all of that throughout the week. And then for the second week, we have Emily Designs will be the spotlight designer. And then for the fourth week, but like I said, I'm going to be highlighting every designer in what I decide to create. So I'm going to create something for that. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here. I did run to Starbucks this morning, and I don't know why, but I just kind of felt like it because it was so gorgeous out and I had to go to the mailbox. I'm like, I'm going to do like a quick Starbucks run this morning. And then I kind of came home and sat down and read. Look, it says my Wi-Fi is out. I'm going to have to go plug that back in. Are you guys having trouble hearing me or seeing me? I'm going to go plug that back in really quick, I think. You have the papers for the first and last weeks of Junetober. You love them. Oh my gosh, Andrea, they are, and I might be saying your name wrong, but that's my daughter's best. So that's how I see it and say it all of the time. Anyway, so let me know if there is kind of a glitch. I'm going to let you guys zoom in on this. Go grab this. Go that battery pack in really quick, but I don't know what the issue is. Okay, so I plugged that back in, and hopefully like the ambience going on in the living room for the cats, and that's not disturbed. It's just I'm getting notices on my phone and my laptop that it's not working. Anyway, so and then if you want to kind of play along and post October 2026, let me get out what I have going on today. Let's see. Oops. Okay, so Christina, you join us every Sunday for Spooky Summer Sundays right after So Much Glitter. So that'll be fun. Let me grab what I have going on today. And I let me look. I'm going to go ahead and plug her in here. If it will let me. Here, let's do this. For some reason, there's no share button. So there we go. All right. I'm sorry that like my internet difficulties are taking time. Anyway, so today I'm going to be creating some mini signatures. We'll see how a lot of what I'm doing. I just saw I went black again, so I don't know what the deal is. I'm probably going to call. Okay, so I think I did go black there for like 30 seconds. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. It says I'm back. Okay, so anyway, so I'm a part of like a weird challenge. And that's a Facebook group. I think the challenge is kind of closed because we need to start mailing things out. But I've been creating mini signatures from a lot of the kits. I did Sweet Pea Curiosities because I am on her design team. I did Lottie's Magic Attic. And if you missed a little bit of what I said, I do apologize. But anyway, and so I did, as long as you come back. Yeah, I do. I don't even know why I'm cutting out, but I'm just kind of describing the mini signatures. And then I did Be Happy Stationery, and I did some stuff from the freebies for, I created this when I was on Views Live. And I'm just kind of pulling stuff from my stash, and I have to create a few more. I have 4 created. I think I have to create 3 more. I'm going to create as many as I can today. And I'm going to be using the Spotlight Designers from JUNETOBER, and I kind of pulled some stuff out of my stash. I have these little paper doilies in my stash that I have treated with like distress spray and the mica spray and all of that kind of fun stuff. So I have a theme going for each one of these, and I'm not going to, like, you're going to watch me create these. So I know a few of you are in the swap in here, so my apologies. I really have to multitask sometimes. So I don't get time just to solely sit down and create for myself. Aside from this time I have on Sundays, a whole lot. Because I'm not at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to sit here with all of my lights on and start creating. I like a nice slow morning. So that's when I like to do the meditative coloring. Let me try to slide my stuff out here gingerly. Anyway, so you're just going to kind of see along with me. The doilies are gorgeous. I love them, Elizabeth. So I ordered food grade baking doilies because it was just cheaper, and that's how they came on Amazon. And they all came in a bunch of different sizes. I really like adding them in my journals. I've added them in card making before, but this one, I just kind of added it in the middle. And these mini signatures, and you'll see like the other half was over here. I staple these, and I don't staple it in like a perfectly straight line, but when I staple them, they open up like a book, and so I do like that. But anyway, so I have a theme for each one of these kits that I wanted to do, like a weird, funky theme. I have this one. I think I want to do, and this one is from Crafty Dragon Designs, I believe. Yes. So this is one of the Spotlight creators, and her kit, and all of the kits are available for purchase on the Etsy. So if you go over to the group, you can find the kits as well. You don't have to purchase, but you can. Emily Designs Kit. Okay, thank you for correcting me. I knew I was going to like get something wrong, but yeah, it's not written on here. Normally it's written on your guys' designs, and I didn't write it down because I wasn't that prepared. Anyway, so I do have, hey View, welcome. And I do have, this is part of Elizabeth's kit that I added into, actually all of this one is Elizabeth's kit. The only thing that's not Elizabeth's kit is in this one, and I think this is like the ephemera kit that was there. But so I double-sided printed this one, and I'm going to do like a fun haunted house theme, but I really loved these recipe cards to go with the labels. I just thought it was fun. And so this family is going to be haunting throughout the journal, and I thought that that was really fun. And I think what I want to start with today is this one, because I have this one fresher in my head of what I want to do with it. Thank you, View. And this is from Tracy's, from Lottie's Magic Attic kit. And this is more of like it has a name. My apologies. But to me, it's more of like a haunted type beach town. And I'm trying to play with the sizing. And Elizabeth has been so gracious on Lottie's Magic Attic Discord to like step-by-step instructions for me, even a video. And I still don't have it down all of the way, but I semi-do. And for some reason, my computer is still not letting me print two to a sheet, but it's letting me resize them now, and it was not letting me resize them before. So Elizabeth, you are a great techie coach. So thank you. And this is from like the Funky Ephemera kit as well. And I kind of want to start with this one because I basically want to do this whole beach town, and my journal is going to be like a fun little crime scene. So to make here, let's put this at the top of here, at the top of my, I have this, what I always play on is my Glassboard Studio mat. Oh, and it's still wet from when I was watercoloring the other day. That's lovely. But it has like way too much of a glare in the when I'm filming, so I always have like a fun craft mat over it. But it has all of the magnets. They're really strong magnets, and it just wants to grab onto everything. So we'll keep that up there because we don't want it moving. I have an 8.5 or 8x11.5 sheet of paper. I've double-sided, like reverse printed on here. I'm just going to cut this down. So this is how you're just going to make a mini signature, which is going to be the size of an A2 card. I am going to cut this in half, and I believe, for some reason, I always forget this, but I think I'm cutting it at 5.5. So let's double check myself. Oops, I pulled up the wrong. Wait, is this 11? I think it is. I think it's 11. It's 11. 8.5 by 11. That's the, yeah, so I'm going to cut it at 5.5. Excuse me. Excuse me. Math is not my strongest. And neither is memory lately. Like, what the hell with this whole perimenopause BS? Like, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 5.5. So my Tim Holtz scoreboard does me lots of favors. So for the A2 sizes, it kind of breaks it up. It breaks up the line, so I know where I'm going and I know what I'm doing. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we cut one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in half. We're going to fold it, and I'm probably going to bring my bone folder out as well because I want like a nice crisp fold, but I just want to make sure I fold it. Let's do opposite. We'll do opposites here. We don't need samey. That would be very boring. But if you're a true crime buff like myself, then you will understand why I kind of picked this theme. Now my big honky chair is like getting in the way. Why I picked this theme for this kit, because it just reminded me of like a haunted beach town and how some of the things were designed like being spilt over, or it just being like just the cat kind of like in the little alleyway or whatever. I was like, that is like a crime happened there. It's a crime scene, guys. So That's kind of where I went with that. Okay, what do I want to be? I want this one to be the cover right there. Okay. So that is kind of, that was me not thinking it through, but I'm not going to freak my freak, as Tim Holtz would say. There we go. So now we have it different right there. Okay. And in theory, I did this very evenly, but in reality, it's not perfectly even, but I am handmade. I am not Hallmark, and that's the way it is. And if the recipients can't appreciate that, thank you for playing, but I will no longer send to you. And that's how we work it. Okay, so I want to get out a different color staple. I think I just want to do the blue staple, which is what I use the least. I like the colored staples. They're fun. They add a little bit of like whimsy to my creating, and I need to get them out of this package is what I need to do, because that's not, as you can see, the package isn't like really holding up. But I'm gonna just pop them in there and catch up on your comments. Yeah, see, my StreamYard's acting weird. Why is it acting weird? Okay, there I go. Staples come in colors. Yeah, you never thought about that possibility, huh? Well, staples, and I have a jar above me that's on the shelf above me of paper clips, different designs, different colors. Yeah, Amazon's really like, see, I never do them straight. It just kind of is what it is. I could mark it and make it more straight if I wanted to be that concise. I just don't, I guess. That takes up a lot of time. See, so, and then I kind of just open it and I smooth it out. So we're opening it kind of like a little bit of a book. So this is a mini signature. So this is a mini book. And when all is said and done, I'm mailing these out and I'm receiving as well. And I'm going to have a weird and funky journal. And then I'll create my own little journal. And I'm probably going to do a flow journal for that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let me get out the rest of what I want to put in the kit. And then I have some stickers and like whatnots and all of that in my stashy stash. But you can see that like the knocked over lantern and stuff, it just reminds me of like abandoned, you know, like what happened there. And then we have like our crime scene markers, because that's how I see it. And then we have a few things in here that I want to use. So I'm probably going to create some pockets, and I forgot to put the doily in here. I did want the doily in here, but I could trim this up and make it opposite is what I could do. Hey, Val, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And I like the shimmery right here. And then I could just staple that. And then that way we still get to use our doily, and it can be a fun little tuck spot in here. And it'll just kind of go with the theme. All right, so the crime happened, right? I do have some things in my stash I can pull out. I don't necessarily think that you guys need to see me like going through a bunch of stuff in my stash, because how boring, but oops. Okay. Okay, so let's, yeah, it's not scrolling all the way. How weird. Okay, so what I did is to resize these to make them a little bit smaller to go in more of a mini signature for a journal. I just sized the photo size. That's what it's letting me do at this moment. And if I click that I want to print 2 copies to 1 sheet, what it does is it prints out 1 copy and it's leaving room on my page for another copy. So then I have to feed it through and do it again and like that. same exact size. And the way Elizabeth explained it was like so brilliant, like it should have just been so easy. But I have a Canon and I'm thinking maybe that's the issue. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. It's that, and you know, my middle-aged brain is like, that does not compute. I still remember floppy disks and playing the Oregon Trail on my little green and black screen in elementary school. So yeah, that's kind of that's the technology brain that we're working with. What I do is I save these and I'm going to put sentiments on here. I use them as scrap, like whatever. I'm not throwing that out because this is my matte photo paper. And I don't want to waste any of it. So I'm just going to trim out a few of these. We're going to get a few crime scene markers going on in our book. And we have to like establish a crime scene first, right? And then I'll grab stuff from my stash. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm fully going to finish this one while I'm here because that would kind of ruin the fun for the recipients. I'm going to get a good start on these, and I want to feature a little bit more of the JUNETOBER spotlight designers as well, and not just one of them today. So you're probably going to start a few of these with me, and then I will film technology, God's willing. I have not been able to film a video because my YouTube's not loading it for some reason. It's only been letting me go live. And I don't know if that's like a me issue, an internet issue. Dang, I don't know. So, but I will film a, like a flip through. And then when I receive, we'll kind of do that, but that'll be later on in the month. So right now I'm just kind of concentrating on the whole JUNETOBER aspect. I do have a few fun things coming up. I'm going to start like creating a fun fairy journal with some Be Happy stationery stuff. And I have a lot of fairy stuff in my stash. And I have that fairy paper. If all of you know, you know that darn Barnes & Noble, although Barnes & Noble announced that they're going to start selling books written by robots and AI. So those dirty, rotten scoundrels are, you know, come on. Like, what are you doing? We'll see how that plays out. But I love the paper books. Actually, Ellen, you're still here. Ellen emailed me a copy, like pictures of her fairy journal, and her fairy journal is so much fun. She did a really great job. So it inspired me. I've been thinking about it ever since, Ellen, to be like, you know, I need to get out all of my fairy stuff. So I'm going to kind of be working on that in between my JUNETOBER projects this month too. Okay. Okay. So those crime scene markers are there. And I try not to size. Yeah, these are different. I try not to size the same. As you can see, it's different. So they're laying a little bit differently, right? I really, really love this, that photo. This kit is just so great because I love the colors. It's like muted tones with pops of color. And I really like that. And I thought, you know, that would be perfect for like an icy little half abandoned beach town kind of vibe, right? I just thought that would be a lot of fun. Okay, and the house has to come into play. I might cut these down a little bit and not just like that one I won't, but this one I might cut it down so it's not just square. So let's see that. I think that's what I want to do. I don't want to lose any of the artwork here really, but I want to make it a little bit more abstract. So what I want to do is I kind of want to bubble cut around it. I'm not a great bubble cutter either, so don't quote me here, but since this is a kit, I can reprint it however I want it, basically. So I don't have to always just use it in like a big square if I don't want to. But I think this would be kind of fun to add to the journal in the background, right? And kind of see how that pops up. It's like that's where the crime happens, basically. Okay. Let's focus a little bit more on this. Speaking of crimes, I just finished a book yesterday, an audio book, while I was playing in my Googly. What was it called? Darn, I didn't forget. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up on my Libby app. Because if you like, hey Christy, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see. I'm glad you made it. So if you guys like reading at all, let me pull it up. Now I'm getting all sidetracked. I'm sorry. Oh, here it is. Oh, because it hasn't returned yet. So How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. It was brilliantly narrated, and I loved not every minute of this book. And it says darkly witty. So I thought that this was going to be a pun kind of thing. I didn't realize it's for real, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. And it's not just men in general. She was targeting a certain type of man. And you'll understand if you get the book. But she's targeting more of an Epstein, Harvey Weinstein type male figure in the whole London area. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy every single minute of it. I'm not going to lie to you. At one point, I was like, where are we going with this? It had like a Dexter type feel to it. But then when I realized who she was targeting, I was like, well, wait a minute. But the twist at the end was very, very unexpected. And I loved it. So you don't just have to read a book. You can listen to a book. You're comprehending it the same way. There's like a whole science by it. So don't let people tell you the audiobooks aren't reading. I have a dear friend of well over 20 years that lives down the road from me. And she just actually gave me 24 eggs from her chickens. So I'm super, super grateful. But she can't physically hold the books anymore because she has like a autoimmune issue going, and then she has a wrist thing going. And so she only really listens to the audiobooks. Her and I will still hit up the bookstore and do all that. She loves books, and she's a retired teacher, so no one's keeping her away from books. But she will listen to books more. And she's like, sometimes I have to put more thought into an audiobook than I do like a regular book, because she, her, like, everyone's reading comprehension is a little bit different. Because then normally when you're listening to an audiobook, you're driving. Well, I'm driving. It's either an audiobook or I'm watching y'all's YouTubes, but in a podcast type manner. Like, don't get me wrong. So I like this photo the way it is. If you can, like, if I can get it up here let's see, there you go. Because I really like the edges and how they're worn. I like that. I kind of want to cut around them to give it a little more of a edged, worn look. And I think that's what I'm going to do because of just how this town is. In my head, this is what I've created. So that's the beauty of all of these printables with the whole JUNETOBER thing. You can create what you want out of what the artist gave you. And obviously, and you can ask Elizabeth, she's here in the chat, but like the artists have something in mind. That's why they create a theme, right? But you obviously maybe have a different vision, and all of the things can be true at the same time, and that's kind of how you're creating it. So we have this, here we have like this man standing out here on this dock, right? Here he reappears kind of here, so that's a lot of fun. So instead of you just sitting here watching me trim, like, let's get to some gluing, Carrie. Like, what are you doing? You're just yammering about books and killing men, and what the heck? Gosh. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. That, and I've had a Frappuccino this morning, and I don't normally do coffee. So there's that. Oh, it's a horchata Frappuccino. So I don't need sugar probably for the next 30 days. Freaking Starbucks. Why do we need so much sugar in everything? And I could use like an edged scissor is what I could do. But I like to use these worn parts to kind of just give it a funky feel, like it's been an old picture or it's been an old case files or whatever it is, because that's kind of the theme that I'm going with here. So I'm just going to trim this up. Let's start gluing some stuff in. I'm going to get some stuff off this little ephemera piece. I'm going to get some funky stuff from my stash, and we can just start doing it. Okay, so in here, I knew I wanted to use this from here. And I believe the photo size that I chose for this was a 5x7. So all of the, and I did shrink to fit. So all of the, my paper and wrist and scissors were all not moving at the same time. But I can use, other things too, because this can just be kind of like funky. This has a fun, funky Tim Holtz feel to it. Heck of reading. Oh, audiobooks. Oh, it does improve your mental health. Okay, good. I'm going to tell that to clients when I do counseling then, because that's really good to know. I'm glad you shared that, Chrissy, because I am going to start. I have a few clients I've been working with over the past few years. I'm going to start. We're going to change our therapeutic relationship just a little bit, and I'm going to do counseling with them. And there's a few. I need some new tricks with a few of these people, because they're like, yeah, whatever. I've tried that. You've already said that. You've already said this. But if it's helping you, and toddlers are hard. Toddlers are a special little demon, if you will. My grandson's about to be 2. He's perfect though, just so you know. He's like perfect. But I remember having his dad as a toddler. He was not perfect, by the way. That one was not perfect. But toddlers are busy. They're so busy. Okay. I'm trying to, I cut off the skull a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else from here that I want. That's kind of funky and fun. I might want that. Let me set this aside. Let me close my scissors so I do not cut myself. Let's get started. I want a red or an orange marker, right? Because crime scene markers, they're always like red or orange with black on them, but I have these. And I have red right here. I want something bold though, I think. Like bold and thick. So I might need to go across from me. Ouch, my leg, I'm sitting on it. See, I got this big chair to go at my craft desk, and now I could just sit here and like get comfy, and then my legs start to fall asleep and all of that. I think I'm going to have to go get a marker out of my stash. Oh, I have my super tips behind me. That's right. I forgot about these. View, I showed these earlier too. And I'm not a big swatcher, just so you know. I swatch as I go. Ooh, that's like a blood red. That's kind of fun. I don't have the patience. I want the blood red one. To sit and swatch for hours upon hours. So I swatch as I go. I get a color palette in my head. I swatch as I go. And one thing with these super tips, just hint, this color is not what comes out on paper. So they're nowhere near the same. I don't know who did that, but Crayola, I have a word with you. So I don't know what I would want to be the journal topper, and that I might just keep to, I don't know. I don't even know if I have it printed out. I didn't even think about a journal topper, to be honest with you, but I think I want something like this to be the journal topper, and I'll have to figure out that. So that's going to be like TBD, right? I just know that I want to start putting some, if I'm going to have this as a journal topper, I don't want this so close into the beginning, but maybe like we have like the town right here, right? And that's going to be a pocket, and I have some paper. This is where I could get out my graph paper and kind of ink it up. Oh, I wanted to ink these up first because I want to make it look a little bit more dingy and kind of spooky. And I like doing that. My Junetober stuff, I love doing with black soot. I have walnut stain also, which I think I'm going to do that with this because black and blue are not my favorite together. Says the 80s fashion choice, you know. You would go into Nordstrom's and the Bon Marché and all that when we were younger. My mom used to take me there so she could like do her shopping, and then we would peruse around the makeup counter and all of that. That was a lot of fun. But like back in the 80s, early 90s, the black and blue did not go good together. And so that always sticks in my head. And I'm bumping my camera, and I'm sorry because I had to reach ahead of me. I get like excited or something in my craft room. What's going on? Anyway, that was just a long-winded, I'm not using black and blue together. So there's that. Me and my quirkiness. And I don't necessarily need to do this with this. I want to. So don't feel like you have to edge up all of your things. This paper is white core, so that's why I do it. And it gives it, if you can slightly see, it just pops it off just a little bit because this is a light color. So I do like that. I want to do him because this paper is white and white around. And so we just kind of want to, I kind of want to grunge him up just a little bit. So, because if he was found, or did he wash up, or is that the crime we're trying to solve? What is it? That's where we're gonna kind of get in here and figure that out. Okay. There, and we just kind of dinge it up just a little bit. And this I didn't even cut straight. Look at that. But you know what? I'm not going to freak my freak. I'm not Hallmark. I'm handmade. I could put it crooked on the page and then all will be well. Not everything has to be perfect and straight. My glasses are slipping. So, View, do I sound like I'm chewing bubblegum today? I seriously did not take offense to that. I was just like, I wonder if that's what they all think. Something wrong with my microphone? Oh, gracious. So we're going to put down a few things in this, and then I want to create my next one because that is exciting to get to play with these kits and kind of prep us all. So if you haven't prepped for the whole Junetober thing, why not? And let me know if you're still confused about Junetober, because let's utilize Elizabeth, because we have lovely Elizabeth in the chat today from Petals and Parchment. And she's done Junetober quite a few times, and probably more. I'm 100% sure more than me. And I've done a few collaborations when I was on Elizabeth's design team that are similar to this. So she will have the deets for you. So if you have questions now, let's get them out before we get going to the main event. You're always allowed to ask questions in the Facebook group. So don't feel like, oh, I didn't ask questions and it's June 3rd and I don't know what's going on. Don't feel bad. Like, we're all busy. We have busy lives. Everybody understands. If you're confused about something, so is somebody else. So ask away. No worries here. Okay, so we're just gonna, I like to edge everything up at the same time, so then I can get to kind of glue it all down at the same time, because once I kind of get into that little flow state of figuring out like where I want everything to go, I like to, you know, think in terms of one thing at a time, apparently, because I'm getting old. Apparently, because I'm getting old. Okay. Elizabeth. Well, to me, you probably do have more. You have more of the answers than I do. The Bon Marché, I haven't heard that in forever. We had them all when I was growing up. That's right, Christina, because you used to live over here in the San Diego area. I'm from Washington State, like the Seattle area. And that's where the Bon Marché was. I honestly don't even know if there ever was a Bon Marché in the San Diego area. There might have been. But didn't you say you grew up in Oregon or something like that too? Okay. So here's the crime. Uh-oh. It flew away. Crime scene photos are flying away. I am going to... Okay, now Spectrum's giving me an alert, so I hope you're not having issues with seeing me. I don't know. Like, really, Spectrum, on a Sunday? Why couldn't you have done this on like a Tuesday at 1 p.m. kind of thing when nobody's here and nobody recognizes it, and then nobody's pissed off at you, so you just fix it without anybody knowing, or 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever it is. Don't gotta be letting all your secrets out, Spectrum. How you overcharge us and don't provide us for the service. That's not nice. Okay. I should have. I did not, but I should have. When I do a pocket, I normally fold a piece of paper and put it down and then glue it that way. And that's how I kind of manipulate those fibers just a little bit. But I did not. Have no fear. Okay, I don't know if I want to put him up top or my frappuccino's sweating everywhere over here. I do want to get some graph paper though. And I purchased some a while ago. See, this is why I need to go on a very low buy, guys. Because not only is my job and my pay and all of that is going to be changing, I need to use what I have, like we all do. Okay, I am going to just tear a little bit of this off. And tear. What I like about tearing is that I'm not doing it. Oh, I really didn't do that even, but that's okay. Nothing's happening. It's all pretty organic is what it is. That's kind of what I like about just tearing. I have some tearing rulers, but they tend to be a little bit difficult to use. Okay, let's get out my handy dandy retro little label maker that I like. And it's just going to kind of be a folded over piece of paper, and we're going to put it in here. But excuse me, I want to get funky with it first. And I don't want to color it. I just want to start off of the paper and kind of just dinge up the edges. If I was brave, I'm not, because my cat's over here freaking out about like a fly or something. I don't know how a fly got in. I think I left the door open too long when I went to go get the mail and take out the trash this morning. I have a lighter over here that I use for my wax seals. I would do that. I think that's going to freak my cat out because she's already on freakazoid mode anyway. And I don't want to do that right at this moment because I hear her over there. I thought she was playing because I have two, like a mirror, double door mirror over there. And I was like, is she playing with herself? But like in the mirror, but no, I think she's trying to get something. Okay. So this could have been, I don't know. Honestly, it could be anything, right? It could have been, this could have been washed up. These could be old case files, like whatever. So the story unfolds. So I'm just going to put notes. And okay. Hold on. I need to There we go. It was getting stuck on me. T-E-S-T. Did I pass it? E. Oh, it didn't even get that N. Oh. So let's go back. That is kind of a problem with this little retro doodad. Okay. It's an oat. So we're going to do notes. I didn't press hard enough on the N. There we go. O. T. What are you guys doing today? Besides, are you staying creative today? Do you have chores to do? Oh, bye, Chrissy. Thank you. We know what Chrissy's doing. Did I do the E? I don't know. I did. And then she, I know some of you guys have like a lot of responsibilities. I'm technically working today, but it's like an on-call capacity thing. Okay. I like the fact that this just tears off. It's a sticker. I have trust issues, so I am going to put ... not a lot. And Idaho Falls. Oh, yeah, Bon Marché. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because that's Pacific Northwest too. Save every scrap. Don't we all want to save every scrap? That's my issue in here, is saving every scrap. That's how things get crazy. But Ellen, cleaning. She's cleaning the scraps. So, notes, case file notes, whatever it is, whatever we want it to be. I'm probably going to go get a stamp if you just want to hang on for 1 second. It's actually going to be like 3 seconds, so don't quote me. But I have a script stamp that I like to use. And I want to put this on the paper. So those are kind of going to be the notes. Oh, I'm like losing things. I need to stop. I need to stop. So what I'm going to do is get some black or gray, maybe gray, because if this is really old, it's not going to be fresh and crisp and whatever. I just have some VersaFine Claire Morning Mist. It's a gray. And I'm just going to lightly do this. And I'm just going to throw this on top. Nothing fantastical, nothing, you know, nothing real serious. And then we get some of the shadowing. I did the 2nd generation stamping right there. And we put this in here. Okay. Hey, Christina, welcome. Glad to have you. Temu gives you a lot of paper. Oh, well, I've not ordered actually from Temu, so I don't know, but I think everybody gives us a lot of paper with those darn coupons, right? That we kind of get from everywhere. Okay, so we have that in there. Okay, so we have a crime. We have a crime down here. We have a crime. Let's see. Little crime tape. And that's going to be up there. Hi, Roseanne. Welcome, welcome. Well, welcome back down from the balcony. Trying to cook, too. Bye. Adulting. Ugh. I have to do some of that later, too. I have dishes to do. I have a sourdough bread to make. I'm also doing that today. I am making let's see. Going to be my non-fancy dancy little one, if you can see it. I am doing a everything bagel seasoning and Parmesan Romano loaf is what I'm doing. So that is like doing its bulk whatevering in the fridge since last night about 9 o'clock. And so it's getting all that goody goodness. And I want to bake it when I get out of here. When I get finished here. And I was thinking out of my craft room. Okay, so this is the crime, right? Somebody is no longer with us. I might get some of the characters from Elizabeth's kit and put them in here too, because why can't they haunt more than one manor? Maybe her manor is in this town. I don't know. Like, I don't make the rules. I didn't get a map out. Although I should have a map, because a map would be fun to put in here. So those are just thoughts coming in. So that's kind of how I'm doing that now. Let's see. Elizabeth is answering questions, so I don't want to miss those either. Okay. A written version available. Ooh, yeah, make it like a real story, huh? Thank you, View. I'm glad you went back to the beginning. And okay, so remember I said crooked, crooked. Crooked is as crooked does, and whatever. This is what we're doing. And I'm going to fold this and kind of leave it right here, just so I can kind of manipulate it just a little bit. Glue it down. So that way it leaves more space for things to go in and out of, right? Okay. So we have 2 is going to go there. 2 is going to go right up top. I need to look at the other picture behind the cat lady and dog man. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for watching those. That's just going to be my 2. I like to write it out before I put it here because I'll screw it up. Okay, I'm not doing any fancy writing or whatever. Like when we would back in the day when we were all doing the scrapbooking and scrapbooking our kids and doing all of that. We were doing like fancy coloring and the stencil numbers and getting into all like the different designs of the handwriting. I never got into calligraphy or anything, so yeah, I just write. Okay, let's see. Oops, I'm getting glue everywhere, which is par for the course. I'm gonna go get some Haunted the People from okay, let's get some of the, I could use the recipe in here too, because what killed him, we don't know. She looks like she would be haunting this little town. Ooh, and there's a cat too. I'm gonna have to print more of this out. I love this kit, Elizabeth. I really like it. Okay, so, and we're gonna kind of wanna, I'm going to, not necessarily that I'm gonna put in more graph paper here to make it more of a mystery of what happened And since this is kind of a small little, the signature is miniature, so it's, you know, it's a small signature. We don't want to make everything too big in here. So I have a tendency to probably do that. And then I'm going to stick this in here because that's going to be a clue, just so we know. There's going to be a clue there. So let's get more of our, oops, wait, one more ink on here. See, I cleaned all these off pretty well because I got a new set of blending brushes. And so I wanted to, oh, this isn't working very well. I wanted to clean off my old set so I could kind of start from fresh everywhere. And I forget, I really enjoy, I don't know if you guys enjoy this either, but I really enjoy cleaning off my brushes on like other projects and, you know, stuff like that. So I can't do that as well now because they're all clean, darn it. They are all clean. Okay, so let's find this. This is a clue. And what is the clue? Who knows? Let's see, this is a spelling lesson 2. L-U. Where's the E? Gotta go all the way back around because it doesn't, it's not hitting my first, oh, it does go backwards. So it's a Lu, guys. It's not ever getting my first letter, and I don't know why it's doing that. Because I feel like I'm making it. This is when you could print this off. You could do fonts, right? If you want. This would be easier and you could print it off on your. Let's see if I did it or not. Because this is just taking up too much time. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay, I'm behind on comments. I'm sorry. See, I'm putting it together. Yeah. The story part of it's fun, right? Because you know the designers, when they are creating the digitals, they probably have like a whole clue. They have a whole story in their head. The bubble gum. It does smell good. I think they have bubblegum candles. Or they used to. No, I think Hobby Lobby does. But their candles are never on sale. Buggers. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in here. There's a clue. And just for funsie, why not? So who knows where they found this? We're stapling it. We're stapling it and we're getting crazy because I have shelves above my head and I don't really think of that kind of stuff when I'm filming. So my apologies. Okay. Now, this would be a good one to be like a fun little pocket. And then at some point, we're going to be solving this clue and this little Scooby-Doo mystery, right? But I do want to get out some of the people that are going to be haunting the town from Elizabeth's kit. A belly band. Oh, yeah, I could do a belly band. Oh, yeah. Bye, Mom. Love you. Yeah, because when I use yours, it's going to be a haunted mansion, and those people are like haunting the mansion. Okay. Stick this in and out of here. I don't know exactly what I want to go in there yet. But I mean, the birds always have a lot to say because crows remember faces and people and all of that. My son is calling me, but he's just going to have to. Mom, if you're still on, or did you leave? Can you please call Alec? It's for this kid this weekend. I'm telling you, it's been a thing. His car broke down yesterday. My daughter had to go pick him up. He had to get his car fixed after work. And then he called me at like 12:30. We got off the phone at like 1 o'clock about how he finally was able to get it fixed. And I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So it's been kind of a lot in regards to that. But I'm glad my daughter was, she's like, fine. She had a birthday party, her boyfriend's birthday party to go to last night. And it was in the middle of the afternoon. And I was like doing homework and I was supposed to have a grandson, although those plans kind of changed. Anyway, so I double printed on that, which I'm not going to freak my freak about that. Like it's just in there. So he has the clue. So he was able to get all of that fixed. And she's like, I'll just go get him. But I didn't end up getting my grandson yesterday because he was playing with his little cousin. So it's like, no worries. Okay. So we need crime scene photo number 1. What I'm going to put in there, I don't know. Number 2, we've got a clue. Something's got to be sticking in there, some whatever. And this is going to be number 3. I think I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to start going to go get some of the people over here. And then I want to put a few of the people. I got sidetracked. Okay, I want that cat. Let's see. Getting warm. I'm going to have to turn on the air. Normally I don't get hot in here until it's like 80 degrees. But I like her. Death shall not part us. Forever is merely the beginning. Love those. Those little signs to go in the haunted house. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I already printed this and this is so precious. I can print this again. Okay. So it's like not that big of a deal. But he also looks like he would fit in like a little haunted beach town. So I want to kind of pull him out. Where I want them to go, I don't know. But I have until the 5th or the 4th, Christina or Tammy can correct me, to mail these out to the swap. Okay. So that's what I want from there. I do want this as well. And then I want to start creating another one. So I want to put these in here. And then I think I might want this, oddly enough, to be this or that to be the cover. Or, okay, I don't know. Because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because that goes with like the whole crime thing. But we'll see. I have stuff for my stash too to put in here. So that's like a whole TBD thing, TBD. So let's review what we did in this one. And I'm going to go ahead and start another one. I don't know what I'm doing for the little topper, but we have the crime scene here. We have some notes and a pocket. This is going to be a little pocket. Got to get a photo. I do have a crime scene book. I can probably take stuff out of that. We've got clues. We've got more crime scene evidence. We're going to have more evidence. The bird must know what happened, and then the back. And so this is the things that I want to continue to put in here. And I'm just going to leave this here. I'm not going to be like moving it around. Let's see. Let's see. The next one that I wanted to do, I at least want to get this trimmed down. And a lot of these can just commingle and they play. Well, good night, Andrea. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad to have you. Let me get my... Five and a half. We're going to trim it down to 5.5. So we're creating another one. So I'm creating these signatures just out of one piece of paper. And then I'm going to fold these. And then this is directional. I did not think of that, but the theme is weird. So I'm not going to like freak my freak about it either. I like that. I don't mind that it is like, I should have thought about the direction, honestly, but it's okay. We will all be fine. This could be a sideways haunted house. What if this haunted house is falling off of the hill? You never know. I just read a book where a house was falling off the hill not too long ago. So if you guys are into reading too, I'm also on my New Year's Eve streamathon because I like to do the whole Raoul streamathon thing. I'll be streaming on New Year's Eve. Not only am I going to be doing my grateful jar, my gratitude jar into a journal that I've already made, I am going to, I have a book journal that I've made. And all of the books that I have read in 2026 will go in there. I'm not like a super duper fast reader or anything, but I do like to read and I do count my audiobooks. So I'm going to go on Canva and grab the book covers to those and put those in my journal. So that'll be kind of fun. I know it's only halfway through the year and I'm already thinking about the end of the year, but I mean, it's 2026. Can you blame me? Ellen, I don't know why I tried to hide your comments. Oh, because it says die. Is that it? Oh, why? Okay. There we go. I think I'm caught up. Okay. So let's try to go up here just a little bit more so I'm not so. We could attempt to be straight every once in a while. Okay, there we go. Man, it is getting hot in here. I have my window and my door open too, or else I would just peek around the corner and turn on the air, but I'm not going to be wasting energy like that. Okay. So here is this journal. I think in this journal, which oops, I did it again. This would be fun to go in here. I'm going to cut this in half because this is the big mama doily. Actually, even bigger one comes with this kit or this little stash that I got. I have about a half an hour left with you guys, so I kind of want to at least create the bones of these little journals and then finish decorating them and turn in my assignment and when I'm watching Christina and Tammy in a little bit. This could be a fun little pocket. So it's kind of hard with these doilies to make them pockets and things because you've got all the holes and all of that. But, you know, do your best. Keep on keeping on. All of that jazz. Okay, what I'm going to do. Oops. Drop staples everywhere, apparently. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I just want to get that because it's thin paper. It is thin paper. But we were doing faux February, I think, over there at Be Happy. And I was doing this technique for faux lace. So this, I will get out the black for that because I don't really want to trim it down necessarily. We'll just kind of make it fun and funky. I'm going to glue that right here to the back. I could, or I should, I don't know which one, put this on a piece of cardstock and glue it that way. Am I doing that? No. So it's against my better judgment, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't want it to be too bulky for when I mail it. I already know it's going to be non-machinable, but I don't want to be paying like package prices and all that either. So, because I have a lot of these to mail out. Okay. And I might have glued this together, which that happens. Yep, I did. I'll just leave it right there like that. And we're going to go ahead and go over here and do the same thing. Do you like Lisa Jackson? I'm going to I keep getting it confused, Ellen. I'm going to a book signing later in June at Temecula Creek Inn on some Friday night. I don't know. I bought the tickets though. And it's not Lisa Jackson, it's Lisa Jewell is going to be there because she has a new book coming out with Lucinda Berry, which was just announced. So I don't know if you guys like the, is it Lights Out books with like the motorcycle stalker type guy? I've not ever read those books, so don't quote me on what they're about, but they just added her. So they added more, they changed the time and put it in a different room at the inn. This is going to be the middle because you need a proper doily in a haunted mansion. You just do. So Lucinda Berry is going to be her like guest speaker with her because I always have like a co-author speaking. And it's just my local, well, kind of local little bookstore in Bloom Bookery in Temecula. It's semi-local to me. It's just the town over. Hosts it. She hosts a lot of those fun little things. And I went to the last one for Lucy's Score, and I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was like an adult book fair. But I'm going to be on a minimal low buy for the rest of the year because if I got to lose money, then so does the crafting industry. Okay? Just, you know, we all have to suffer working for nonprofit, apparently. Okay, there we go. Kind of leave that, and let's cut out some of the, we have the couple here with their dog, but I think the dog's going to be guarding the little girl. Oh, we have several dogs here, it looks like. Okay. Let's see. It's going to be small fortune to mail. Don't tell IT guy. Well, I won't tell if you don't tell. I don't got to tell nobody except for my damn bank account. I think we have to mail them off with tracking numbers too. So doesn't that like make it more expensive? I don't know. I just know that that's what my guy at the thing is going to say. Are you sure? You sure you want a tracking number? It's the same guy every single time. He's so damn crabby. I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's an extra blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. But I'm going to be presenting these, all of them to him. And there's another lady there that she's like my age. She's much more friendly, although she's not very happy to be there because she tells me her retirement date. It's like working for the county all over again. When I worked for the county, people had retirement clocks on their phones and everything. I was like, oh God, is this really all we're looking forward to? We're just trying to get through something. We don't enjoy getting through it. So that early retirement from that was a blessing. So I hope it's not going to be too expensive. So, okay. I could be taking my cutter bees, which would be probably more thought out. But I'm taking these scissors with me to get up into the nooks and crannies of the digital, which I don't need to be doing, but I am. Probably going to cut myself in the process. Okay, let's get, it's kind of giving me This guy is giving me Pirates of the Caribbean Johnny Depp vibes, along with Edward's dad from Twilight vibes. Let me get my black. And then, so I just kind of want to get a few of these people down. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you for joining us, Ellen. Have a great day. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of ink up just to kind of mute down the white a little bit, just because I'm not going to be taking a X-Acto knife and kind of getting all around every nook and cranny here. It's fine. So we have him, we have the wife, and we have the little girl, and then there is a picture of how I imagine it is where the castle is, right? And the forever is merely the beginning picture. I do like that. So I'm grateful to all of the artists for Junetober for, like, they put so much thought into these that it's like a story. Like a story comes alive and then you kind of think of a story, and I do like that. I like, okay, I think with her, I am going to get out my cutter bees because the flow of her dress is a lot more. So I'm going to kind of get out my cutter bees to try to cut up into the nooks and crannies of it all. But now I'm noticing that I'm cutting around her. I'll show you guys. It's a lot of fun. Her hands, if you can see, I don't know if you can see. I feel like it's not adjusting. Her hands are skeletons. And then she's got the, like, is that marks? Like what got her? Is that how she died on her face? Or is it just from her being a corpse? What is it? I don't know. It's a mystery. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut the best I can around. Cutter bees are awfully sharp. One thing I do like about them is they kind of glide on the paper. I just have to really push the paper around. And they just slide right along the paper. But that's kind of a double-edged sword, if you will, because I've like slid right into things that I don't know in the middle of something I'm trying to cut. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't want to cut that off. But it just happens. I found the love of fussy cutting with these cutter bees. I got these at Joann's and I had a coupon. It's when they were letting you, like, they were coupon happy at one point at Joann's, and they got kind of stingy about it. And then they went out of business. So I don't know. But I just love fussy cutting. Do y'all like fussy cutting? I like it. I know a lot of people call it cussy cutting. I know, is it dye? I think it's dye. So she doesn't like it. I like it. I actually haven't seen her or Pam in a while. And I think for some reason, my notifications get changed on my YouTube. Like when I have notification bells turned on some people and I don't see the notifications come through. And for Pam, I haven't seen the notifications come in a little bit. So is she not on, or I need to go back and look, because sometimes those notifications don't turn on, like, or they turn off, or they don't notify me. Like, I don't know what it is. I was getting notified about Juju every night, and now I get notified about her once a week. But she's been going on, like, to me, it's really late. Like, I'm getting ready for bed, or I've had a kid over here, or like something where I don't get to like sit down and focus. So I have to go watch a replay, but that's why we're here doing the live. You could watch the replay. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get around her hair. Let's just, some of the details are going to have to not be there. Okay, so I did around her the best I could while we're watching TV. Yeah, yeah, that's what the fussy cutting is kind of fun for that too, right? Okay, let's get, just kind of edge it up. I really should be using these. I purchased these for a reason. This is purple though. Why is this purple? Oh, that's weird. I don't have a whole lot of purple. So it didn't give me a little black one. I'm using this one as black one because I do not have a whole lot of dark purple. I'm using it as black. There's my executive decision for the day. Oh, and I'm on call, so I hope I don't need any more. I don't need to make any more executive decisions. I hope the emergencies wait until tomorrow during business hours. So we'll see. Knock on wood somewhere. My desk has wood. Oops. We'll be knocking on wood. Knocking on wood. Okay. There we go. And I just want to cut out a few of these, but I'm not going to do that right now while I'm here with you because a lot of people find fussy cutting really boring. But I really just wanted to get these going. I need to leave this open because of I wanted to get a few pockets going in here. So what I do want to do while I'm here is Elizabeth, it's probably for a recipe book. You can create, oh, look, I've got ink everywhere. You can create a book in a book, if you will. I'm gonna like cross-contaminate everything, so I gotta get it off my hand. So you could create your own little recipe book inside of your journal. I am going to do that idea in a modified way, is what I'm going to do. Because I wanted to use, and this came from like one of the ephemera kits for the JUNETOBER, and I just printed this out on, so I was playing with images, trying to double print images from Sweet Pea, but it didn't work. And I just printed this out on regular copy paper. So I did not reverse print this, so we'll see if my little accordion idea is even going to work. It might not. Pam is on at 4 a.m. Oh. That's right. I used to see her when I was first waking up sometimes, and I don't. I'm not in her Discord. She has the Discord? I'm in Michelle's Discord. I'm in Lottie's Magic Attic Discord. I didn't know that Pam had one. Okay, so I'm going to kind of create a little recipe book here. And so it leaves for journaling space inside of the journal. And I mean, this is not perfect by any means. Not everything is like edged up together. I could trim it down if I want to. I don't want to. Okay, so I mean, there's the thought process there. I do want to edge it up a little bit. Okay. Have to go get ready for spooky summer Sundays. I will join you in just a few minutes because Christina is going to go live. Her and Tammy are going to go live at 1 p.m. Pacific time because it's 12:49 my time right now. And they're going to talk everything JUNETOBER as well. And then I'm going to kind of finish this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue. See, it's just like a little fun accordion thing. I think I can shut this now. We'll see. We will see. Join her Discord. She posts her schedule there. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to get the link to her Discord. I need to go to her channel. Okay. So I am just going to put this probably right. I have stickies everywhere. Right in the middle. I'm going to glue this down. And this is going to be what? A recipe for death. Because that's not weird, right? Or is it? I don't know. What do you think? What's weird to me isn't weird to you, or vice versa. So there's that. So that's kind of how I'm going to leave that. But I do want to get the label, a few of the labels for this. So let's cut this way down. A lot of this is just going to be fussy cutting this last half. I'm really sorry if you find that boring. But it's a creative process, guys. Everything is a creative process. So you do have to notice if you're printing on regular regular copy paper, the color is not going to be as vibrant as if you're printing on the photo paper. So that just kind of is what it is there. I might take out these again. We do know nightshade is poisonous, right? So if you guys are on TikTok or whatever at all, it says it was like a feminism thing. I don't know. It just came across my feed. So now we kind of know where I go from there. Before divorce was illegal, women had gardens, and it was showing like all of the plants, the deadly plants, and nightshade was one of them. Nightshade and something else that I've known. And I read a few books that has happened, where one lady was living with her husband in New York City, and they only had a balcony, but she wanted an herb garden, and then she fed her husband tea, and he cheated on her. He didn't survive that tea, unfortunately. She accidentally messed up the garden. She mislabeled the things and fed him the wrong tea, the wrong plants. So that was a bummer, huh? But I'm going to glue that there. I would want to edge it up a little bit, but this is copy paper, and I don't want to treat it too much because now I'm putting the bookbinding glue on it. I don't want it to get too heavy. So what's nice about this is the designer shadowed it. So, and then we have Elixir, just because I already cutted this one. That's nice. I already cut this one out. I want to use it. And there we go. Okay. So who is going to go hop on over to Christina's and listen to more Junetober? Or you're like, oh, I'm too overwhelmed. I have to go on, like I don't know what's happening. And I have to go on to the website, the Facebook group, and all of the rest in between is going to be, and I'll kind of manipulate this into submission is what I'll do. But anyway, all the rest in between is going to be the Haunted Mansion. So it's going to be, this one's going to be pretty interactive. I'm kind of excited about that. So thank you, Elizabeth, for making those recipe cards like that. That accordion style worked out nicely. I figured it would because you're very savvy, and I've learned a lot. Okay, I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day. I hope to see you over at Christina's. I'm going to be finishing up my project and finishing up my homework as much as I'm gonna, because I'm just burnt. I'm burnt out with the homework, I have to tell you. So I'm excited to get on, like, do some more creative stuff in the upcoming months. And I love seeing your project. Great idea. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. Now, one thing I want to send you away with is life has a lot of change going on. I have major, major change coming up, which will affect me financially and professionally. But what we can do is we can take care of ourselves and how we process the change. And I do that right here at the craft table and by interacting with you guys. So remember to take part in some self-care. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And then I know Jane, if you're into the coloring and junk journaling, Jane will be on, I think, a little bit later. She had something going on today. So I'll see you guys very soon, next Sunday, same time, same place. And that's how we'll do that. I'll hope to make a video during the week. I hope YouTube lets me upload it. We shall see what the week and the Wi-Fi bring. Have a great day. Bye, guys.